This is gonna, here we go. So we're gonna go to split field defense now. And we're gonna talk about playing man-match quarters. This goes by a lot of different names. Some people say this is lock quarters. Some people say it's cover 7. There's a lot of different names for it. But we're gonna talk about playing man-match quarters. The principles of man-match quarters. Okay? It's man-match, which we already know what that means. I'm going to teach you the version of man-match quarters I used in high school. Okay? That I used in high school. Because I think that is what is probably easiest to run. It's a lot of work, still. If we want to talk about it later, we can talk about the other versions later, but we're going to stick to this for now. Okay? What I did is we played, we called it cover 6, but we played quarter, quarter, half. And it was man match, not zone match. So, here's how we set it up. To the passing strength, I was going to play my cover 4, cover 7, my quarters. Variations. Okay? It was flank dependent. This is flank dependent. So it's split field coverage now. My side of the field's running one thing based on the number of receivers. The other side of the field is running another thing. To this side of the field, if we got a twins, which is 2 open, we played bracket. We played bracket. In bracket, corner was in Meg. Meg stands for? We always played inside on top with our position maintenance. We always played inside on top with our position maintenance. We can talk about other ways to do it, but right now we're playing inside on top. The strong safety had a man unless rule. So he was man unless. He's man to man unless the back is fast. He gets a fast 3. If he gets a fast 3, he's going to push it and take the back to the flat. Man to man. Are we going to stack him or are we going to be in his hip? Because we are playing a man-match concept. So unless he went fast, we were playing man to man. The free safety, he would align. So, by the way, I'm sorry. He is aligning 5 yards off, 1 yard outside the number 2. 5 by 1 outside the 2. 5 by 1 outside the 2. Got a little ahead of myself. Questions so far? We good? Okay. Free safety.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you decide this one for that strong safety?
Can tell you in a second.
Okay.
Free safety is going to line 10 by 2 inside the number 2. He's using a robber technique, what I call a robber principle. A robber principle. Okay? To answer your question, it's the exact same eye control when you play match coverage. I'm seeing 3 and 2. Just like in match, I got to see 3 and 2 as I drop to the seam, because if I get a fast 3, I'm going to flood it. Like, he thinks the same thing in his mind. I'm playing outside trail on number 2, unless I get a fast 3, then I take the 3. That's what he's going to do. The only difference between that and match is that if 2 goes shallow, I'm going to run with it, because I'm man unless. Does that make sense? So he's seeing 3 and 2. So his eyes are inside like this. He's getting ready to scooch. Exactly like match in terms of eye control and in terms of technique and in terms of position maintenance. There's carryover, like I did it on purpose. It's like wizardry. Robber principle. How do we play the robber principle? We're reading 2 to 1. 2 to 1. So we're going to read, run, pass. If it's pass, we're going to snap our eyes to number 2. We're going to start to scooch back in the seam using our footwork like we talked about earlier. If 2 is vertical, I'm going to play inside and on top of him. So some people will shuffle into a smooth pedal. I like to shuffle into a catch. That's just my preference. We can talk about technique later, but I'm going to play inside on top of the guy. If 2's in or out, I'm going to snap my eyes, snap my hips, pop. Fail. I got it. Snap my eyes, snap my hips. I'm going to start to build the fence on the number one receiver. What up, Coach? Can you stand up, one of you, please, for a second, so you can see what it means to build the fence? He's the number one receiver out there. I snap my eyes, snap my hips. He's running vertical. Build a fence. I'm going to try to stay about 5 yards, 8 yards of separation, and I'm running down the field with him. Back up. Just back up. So we're running down the field together. Does that make sense? Stay there. We're robbing him. So we're looking at his inside hip. If he breaks in on the dig, on the post, on the curl, break on the curl. Hunt his hip. Hip it and pick it. Make sense? Robber principle. So whenever you hear me say robber principle, like that's what we're doing. Again, it's like carryover. So like I can play different types of cover 7 and say we're playing robber principle, and the kid knows what he's doing already. I'm reading 2 to 1. There are some variations we can use with this robber principle. The easiest one is just to build the fence. We can also say we're going to read 2 to 1. If 2's out, my eyes go out, snap my eyes, snap my hips, read the release of 1. If 1's on the outside release, fox the post. Foxing the post means if 2 is out and 1 was on the outside release, can I help the corner on number 1 anymore? No, I cannot. He's eliminated himself. I'm going to roll and run and be like a fox. I'm sneaky. I'm looking to take the post dig coming from the other side of the field. That's what it means by fox the post. I just split safety coverage into middle of field close coverage based on the receiver's releases. Does that make sense? Yep. 2's out, eyes out. Snap my eyes, snap my hips, begin to build a fence. 1's on the outside release of the corner. I can't help him. I roll, so it goes like this. He goes back inside, bang. Flip my hips, fox the post. Go close the middle of the field. You're sneaky. You're not going to be sneaky, you're going to be running. But like the quarterback's never going to see you. You're like a fox. I'm telling you, it's like stealing. It's like swipe or no swiping. So the other way you can do it is you can tell him, look, 2's out, eyes out, you shuffle, shuffle, start to build the fence, 1's on the outside release, eyes back to the cue, melt off the quarterback, smooth pedal. So that is what I say is a 2 to 1 to cue rule. So I'm 2 to 1 to cue. I can be 2 to 1 to post, or I can just be 2 to 1. Those are my different variations. Questions about that? 1 or 2 shallow. You can do the same type of progression. You can vision the cue. You can go to 1 and stay on 1. You can go 1 to the post. So you can go 2, 1, cue, 2, 1, post, or 2 to cue. Those are all the possibilities. The possibilities. And we'll change the technique based on what we're getting, right? Like, what type of routes are we getting by the number 1? But that's the robber principle. Everybody understand the robber principle? We'll come back to that quite a bit.